Too Many Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle. Every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. Too Many Hats podcast.
Top of the morning to you, my good people. Happy, beautiful Wednesday, Hump Day Wednesday, man. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, man. It's your host with the most, Tony Mays, Lavelle Salter. What it do, my guy?
Top of the morning to you. What do you mean?
Top of
Top
the
of the
morning.
hour to you.
I wish you well at the top of the hour.
Mhm.
Have a great day at the top of the hour and the rest of the day.
Top of the hour to you.
Man, shout out, man, to Lavelle Salter, man. That man been on this joint early every morning. Don't play with it. That man been on him. Beat me on this mother. Man, shout out to all the people, man, that's motivated to go out here and get it, man. What's up, bro? Go out here and get it, man. He must be off this morning.
Clarence Carter.
Lavelle, just so you know, that man be checking me and you every day, bro. Every day.
All I know, we're gonna wait till the wedding, Doc.
I already told him. I said, man, Lavelle gonna get you on that wedding day.
We're gonna wait. I'm gonna hold all mine.
Oh man. Well, let's jump on into this thing, man.
We love you, Mr. Peabody.
Can you have more faith in someone else's ability to succeed at something than they do? Can you have more faith? Can you have more faith in someone else's ability to succeed at something than they do? What do you think can be some drivers and motivating factors for them to get the ball rolling? Good morning, Miss Paulette.
Morning.
This tough for me, man, because I want everybody to have the same drive I have. Especially, man, when I see the potential in people, I see their abilities, I see what they can do, how they can be, how they can perform. Especially when I'm looking at in terms of like you sometimes you just want it more for people than they want it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
You can see like how it could impact their life. Like if they did this, man, if they just because they got this skill, if they would did it, do this and do that. But some people are just not motivated, bro, to go get it. And I don't understand it, man.
Well, I think what happens a lot of times, sometimes either something has to happen and or occur, whether it be a health situation and or sometimes the loss of a loved one. It almost has to be an awakening, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? One of my friends I grew up with, he always, when I talk to him to this day, every time he see me like, Lavelle, man, thank you so much. He said, man, because if it weren't for you, he said the jobs I've had, the women I've met, how to talk to women, how to dress. He said, "Man, I wouldn't have been able to do that." He said, "But
Mm,
I caught on so late." He said, "I wish I would have listened to you." You know what I'm saying? But he finally did though.
mm.
But everybody kind of, they catch on when they catch on.
Wow. I
Mm.
guess I don't know, man. I be feeling like you be seeing the potential in people, man. You be like, man, they could be this, they could be that. You know, I be telling my son, like if you would just listen to me, like sometimes I'm like, bro, just listen. And sometimes he listen, but he'll listen after the fact, after he done already made 2 or 3 other mistakes. And I'm like, I could have saved. Good morning, Zoe. I could have saved you that time if you had just listened to me. That's a mistake you wouldn't have had to make. I done already made. Look, as a parent, I feel like I done already made the mistakes that you shouldn't have to make.
Mm-hmm.
I just want you to move in the way you need to move to be successful.
Yeah.
One thing with him, I don't have to motivate him. When he has something, he go for it. But I see the potential in some people, man. And then I see dudes that can cook, like love to cook, burning, could be chefs or food trucks making a killing, but just sit at the crib and do nothing. Then
Yeah.
complain about they don't have no money. I'd be like, I see dudes that's good at their hand, like me. Like I be itching to build stuff. Like right now, bro, I'm on the cusp of going out here and building me a house in the back of my yard, bro. I'm that close. Cause I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, somebody better hire me quick. I got some little odds and end job, but I need a big job, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Odds and end job. They keep a little change in your pocket, man. But I'm trying to, man. Good
But it's kind of
morning.
like my situation as well. Like I have been saying I'm gonna start some type of business. You know, at some point, at some juncture in life. Um, but it took me to getting robbed at gunpoint. I had already started the business. Um, and was doing it, what I'm saying, so to speak. But it took me to get robbed at gunpoint to say, you know what, I ain't doing it no more. That's
Right.
it. That's dead on it. And sometimes it takes some bump in your head, as your mama used to say.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the man said, "Let's go." He said he moving in the backyard.
I'm telling you, I ain't lying to you, bro. I'm like so past ready to get it done. Like I'm ready.
But I
Anyway,
understand what you're saying, though. It's like you say, it's some guys that with these different spots where I DJ at, and they be like, "Man, one love, man, you be out here getting it on it, man." I'm like, "Man, you can do the same thing I do."
right. If you
But
just get up off
yeah,
your dusty, and I know
mhm,
that could be this right here. Whole thing could be really frustrating. It can be really frustrating for people who are trying to push people or trying to help motivate people to go out there, especially when they see their talent. It can be really frustrating because sometimes it be frustrating for me when I be trying to talk to folk. They be like, yeah. I be like, what's stopping you, bro?
mhm,
Whoever. Paulette said, yeah, some people are really go-getters, and I encourage them to keep on striving until you reach the goal you are seeking. But you don't
yeah,
have to be just a go-getter to be successful in a certain arena.
mhm,
It's just like people are just content with going to punch in every day and then complaining about what they don't have.
mhm,
When you got people that keep going like Energizer Bunny, I ain't telling you got to be like that because I ain't like that. But I do want to get out there and get my extra change so I can do some stuff that I want to do. And I think I'm pretty successful at what I do.
yeah. But again, you got to understand who we talking to. You the no nonsense, no excuse type guy. So it's and especially like with us, we've been managers hell just about all our lives. You know what I'm saying? So you know how it is when you're working with folks trying to motivate them,
Mhm.
and if they don't get it done, you gonna get it done. Move your ass out
It's
the way.
it's the same. It's the same on these jobs too. Like when you be a manager and you looking at like the potential of people, and it's just like they just content with just skating through, just
Mm-hmm.
skating through.
Yep.
You be like, oh man. Anywho, let's kind of look at maybe this might help somebody. I hope it helps somebody.
Yeah.
Uh, let's look at some drivers and motivating factors for success. Understanding what motivates people to achieve, because some people are just they just not. Yeah, it's like they don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
They it's like they want stuff and want to do stuff, but they don't want to do what it takes to get it. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
But again, I'm using you for an example. Just like you a visionary type person, and once you see somebody do it, and you know you can do it too, oh, it's a wrap. You gone. Just like the Chat GPT stuff. Once I did that, and you like, oh, okay, I've been looking at it, but watch this. I'm finna ride this junk till the wheels come off, and you've been doing it ever since.
Man, what? Be blowing Chat GPT up.
So
And I
yeah,
still ain't figured out all it can do. I know a lot of what it can do, but I ain't figured out all.
yeah,
But it's I think sometimes that like it's really disheartening when people really love people and they're trying to push people to just be the best version of themselves that they can be.
yeah,
And you see the potential in them and you see what they can have and see what they can be and see what they can do, and they just float through like.
yeah.
And then what the part that ain't the part that get me. The part that get me is, man, you out here, you traveling, seeing the world, and I'm looking at it like you can too.
Mm-hmm.
You got this awesome talent that you sitting on that you won't do. Everybody trying to talk to you about it, but you just sitting back like, nah, let me just go hit this clock for 8 hours. So
Yeah.
what really drives and motivates a person, man? I think when you look at internal drivers, intrinsic motivation, um, a clear why gives people energy and direction.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have a clear why. And if you don't really have a clear why, you ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
A clear why gives people energy and direction. And if you don't have a clear why, you ain't doing nothing, bro. You ain't moving.
Mm-hmm.
Clarence said, I'm having that battle with my son, bro. It's like he's content with average, and I know he capable of greatness. Yeah. That's really tough from a parental standpoint, where you know your child has all of this greatness in them,
Mm-hmm.
and they won't do what it takes. Like they just cool with being mediocre, cool with
Yeah.
just skating by, getting by. And they'll take that same attitude on into adulthood. And that's the scary part.
Yeah.
Success is driven by a combination of internal motivation and external influences. And I think the stuff that we're finna talk about are some key factors that drive achievement and persistence.
I need to take this
And
down.
so, huh?
Now I'll take those comments down. I can't see everything.
Oh, but a passion and interest. You got to have a clear why. The why, and that why gives people the energy and the direction. So you have passion and interest, a genuine curiosity or love for an activity that makes effort feel less like work. That's why that why is important, because when you have a passion or interest in something, and see, that's why when I look at people, for instance, like I said, the guys or women that I know can burn and cook real good. When I see the passion they have, because you know they have a passion. If every meal they cook, they display it on social media.
Right.
They showing the meal, man. Look, showing their skills. You know, they out here cooking. They have a clearly they have an interest in it
Mm-hmm.
and a passion for it. Like I've been watching Thurston Rubin. Thurston Rubin been fishing. He'll go fishing, catch his fish, and then he have a little segment where he's showing you how you fillet the fish. He cleaning it, filleting it, and then he showing the after product where he done cooked it and fried it up, grilled it up, or whatever. You know, I'm like, bro, turn that into monetization. You know, so it's like you can do it, and you know, and I'm not saying he's not monetized, but I'm just thinking out loud. You know, you're doing
Right.
it anyway, monetize from it. But you have to have a passion and an interest in whatever it is, so it'll feel less like work and more like, hey, like Lavelle. When Lavelle is DJing, you can tell Lavelle love what he doing because
Mm-hmm.
he's into it. He on the mic, he talking crap. He might go and put it on his Johnny B. Good wig and come out there and have some fun and dance and pop lock. He enjoy what he does, so it feels a lot less like work and more like, hey, this is my love. This is what I love doing. I
Mm-hmm.
love music. So having that motivation and some of these drivers, man, helps. Personal growth and mastery, the desire to improve and reach potential, sees failures as feedback. See, this is me right here, bro.
Mm.
Like if I can't master something, bro, it just, and I'm my own worst critic. Ain't nobody got to critique nothing I do. I'm my own worst critic.
Right.
People be like, man, that's cold. I'd be like, man, I could have did this. I could have changed that up. I done did it with customers. They be like, man, this far exceeds what anything I thought this would be like. And I'd be like, well, yeah, I could have did that. They'd be like, looking at me like, bro, this is fine. But from a mastery standpoint, you know your potential and you want to reach that greatest potential. So you see the slightest little imperfection as something that you could have done better.
Mm-hmm.
Autonomy and control, feeling like the author of one's own choices fuels ownership.
Yeah. That's good right there.
Yeah, because think about it. If I get up every morning and look, there's nothing wrong with a job. I have a job. But if I only get up every morning to go clock into that job, and I'm doing it just because I need a paycheck to pay my bills, it's like a robot. I'm like a robot. I'm not in control. I'm not feeling like the author of my own choice. I gotta get up because I gotta pay these bills, and this just happened to be the job I have.
Mm-hmm.
But when you are the creator, the author, and the creator, and have control, autonomy, and control over what you do and the direction you go, it just feels different. If you think about a lot of young people now, because I have these conversations a lot of times with Tony little friends and stuff, because a lot of times I'm around them, especially if I'm doing work or something for Tony, and they talk, Pops, you be doing it, man. I be trying to learn what you, and I be listening to them, and them dudes do not want to work jobs for folk. None of them.
Mm-hmm.
They have ideas, and I be sitting there telling them, if you got this idea, why you ain't gonna? I'm trying to get my money up. I said, man, look, you just got to go out there and operate on faith, man. Walk on faith.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them go on to do what they do, and some of them kind of sit there and keep talking about what they want to do.
Yeah.
I remember one time, I was sitting there talking to Tony and some of his friends, and it's a trip because all of them have their own little unique thing. And one of them does barber stuff, cuts hair. Tony was doing the tattoos. One of them is like a techie. He does all of like the cell phone stuff. And they was talking about opening them up like one of them little shopping mall, you know, like little split, whatever they call them. And one was gonna have Tony's gonna have the tattoo shop. One was gonna have the barbecue shop. One of them cooks. He was gonna have a little restaurant, and the other. I said, do it.
Mm-hmm.
Sit down, y'all. Sit down, talk about it. Get y'all credit right, because y'all gonna have to go and you ain't gonna probably be able to go and buy a $2 million building, get a $2 million building built without no good credit. But you could, sit down, work it out. Y'all go do it. I mean, I said, shit, that'll work.
Yeah.
And each one of y'all but then you can have a couple of extra spots where you can rent out to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I can see like the little restaurant in it. I can see the little techie where somebody he fixing phones or selling phone, whatever. I can see y'all got something everybody wants. Somebody they want the haircut. I'm waiting to get my tattoo. He said it's gonna be 12. Let me go down and get my little haircut. Let me go down and get something to eat. Oh man, my screen cracked on my phone while I'm waiting on that. Let me get my. I'm like, yeah, come on now. They never did it. But they had the potential to do it. They had the ideas. So just feeling like the author of one's own choices fuels ownership. And then
I think what happens as well too, bro. The scripture talks about do not despise small beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of times folks see what they be doing, and because it don't look like what somebody else has done or how they have achieved what somebody else is doing, they'll stop what they're doing because it's not like what they're doing. And you can't do that, because when I look back what I've been able to achieve and the stuff that I've been able to do, it is start out. Nothing start off just big. I don't care what it is. And when you go back and look at some of these success stories like Apple and Amazon and all these companies and stuff like that, when you go back and see where they came from,
mm-hmm.
ain't nowhere in the world you can see like they came from that. But you can't despise small beginnings. And then you can't look down on yourself as well. And I think too, one of the things that happened, and this is one of the things that you love that we had started, is the gap. When you have that gap,
mm-hmm.
and that gap get too big, sometimes you just I ain't saying it's too late. But if you ain't giving with their purpose and passion,
Mm-hmm.
that gap gonna get bigger and bigger.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Then there's identity and self-belief. Success aligns with how people see their lives. I think that's what they said. Themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Success aligns with how people see themselves. And if you see yourself as not being the person that could be successful in this particular avenue or if you start to see yourself like that, then your self-belief, you won't ever do it.
Mm-hmm.
What's that old saying? If you think you can, you can. If you think you can't, you can't.
Yeah.
So you have to see yourself as this successful person. And when you see it, you believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Then there are some external drivers, some extrinsic motivation, recognition and reward, praise, money, or awards reinforce efforts. Some people, man, love a good challenge, bro. Competition.
Mhm.
And there's nothing wrong with good, healthy competition.
Mhm.
So what if some DJs say, man, we're gonna have a little friendly DJ competition, and whoever gets the most gigs this year, man, gonna be the DJ of the year. We just gonna, that's good, healthy competition.
Mhm.
That don't mean just because a person didn't get 30 gigs and only got 20, and the person that won got 35 gigs. That don't mean the person that got 20 gigs is unsuccessful.
Mm.
It just means that for that particular challenge that they had or a competition, he just didn't make it. Shoot for next year.
Mhm.
But some people love the competition or the challenge. For me, it's the challenge for me. When somebody say, hey man, I need you to be such, I started looking at like, how can I do it? The only thing I don't, and this is something because I don't really work with metal, but sometimes people will bring me wood and metal projects blended together. And I'm like, I don't work with metal. And I don't know anybody that's that I know that works with metal like that to do like a some kind of team job or project together. So I generally turn down those metal jobs, or when they want those projects where the wood has to be bent. You have to have certain tools in order to bend wood when you want rounded wood projects and stuff.
Mhm.
And I know if I don't have that equipment, and I'm not finna go buy a $5,000 piece of equipment just for one project, and we not don't really get those that often like that. So, but I love a good challenge. Other than that, I love a good challenge. And healthy
Mhm.
rivalry or goals push beyond comfort zone. It push you out of your comfort zone. If I'm really comfortable at making something, like I can make my eye closed, then that's too comfortable for me. Challenge me a little bit.
Right.
Lavelle sent me some one time. He said, hey bro, can you make me one of these DJ facades? And I say, probably, I don't know.
Mhm.
Then one day I called him. I said, look. He said, what's that? And I turned the camera around video. He's like, man, you done went made a DJ facade.
Mhm.
And to be honest, this is what I use every day. What I'm sitting at right now. I'm sitting at it right now.
Yep.
I made a DJ facade with the thing to hang the TV on the front and everything.
Yep.
He said, well, right here, crazy. But I like a challenge. Support and mentorship, encourage and accountability to sustain growth. So when you have a good support system or people encouraging you to say, hey, go on, man, you can do this, you got this. Or you just have somebody that already does something that you want to do, and they take you on in a mentorship type situation or program.
Mhm.
I've had a lot of people tell me, hey man, I want to learn how you do it. And I say, hey, show up. But then when I call them and say, hey, I'm getting ready to make one of these bars, man, you want to come learn? Man, I got this going on. Okay. I ain't gonna call you a second time.
Hmm.
I can, boy, if I had $1 for every time. And when I call the person, I'm gonna call you one time. Say, hey, I'm get ready to make this bar, man. I got this going on, and okay. All right, cool, bro.
Hmm.
Man, I got one young lady, man, Monica cousin, and she had back issues. But if I call her and say I'm making this bar, I want you to come and check it out and tell me what you think and help. She be wanting to help. I want to cut the wood. I want to, And if it wasn't for her back being jacked up, bro, I would take this lady on every project with me because she loved that type of stuff.
Wow.
Love it. I would take her on every project if her back wasn't messed up. I don't care what it was. Build a house, a room. She like, man, let's go. Let me get my back brace. And then her back just was so bad to the point, man, she was in pain all the time. I was like, you can't do this. It's just messing you up worse. I'm not gonna allow you to, mess yourself up like that. But opportunity and environment, access to resources and fair chances matter.
Mm.
I ain't gonna let that stop me, bro. I ain't gonna let access to resources and or fair chances stop me from doing what I gotta do. Because sometimes it's a matter of sacrifice.
Right.
Where you have to sacrifice. So for instance, when we was working at Rentway and Mario them approached me about doing the music thing. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I literally, when I accepted and said, yeah, I'll do it, I'll manage y'all, I knew what came with it. I knew there would be some sacrifices. I came on and told my wife, I'm gonna take this other room down here. I'm gonna build a studio in this room. So we don't gotta go out here and spend all this money. Cause I did. I bought equipment to try to record on. And as I figured out which equipment works, which one didn't work, which one was quality, which ones, I mean, there was some trial and error, but all those trials and errors, even though I was able to sell some of the equipment, like the early part, I was able to sell some stuff, and get some high quality equipment. But it was a trial and error, and that took away from my family.
Mm-hmm.
Building the studio, putting the right equipment in it, the time, all that stuff that took away from my family. That was a sacrifice.
Yep.
But we had a lot of success with it.
Mm-hmm.
And when I decided, like, look, this, man, the music business, y'all, whether you know it or not, it can be evil.
You gotta tell me.
And when I kind of saw that side of the business with a lot of people and how people will react, I was like, nah, I like it really took the air out of me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, nah, I'm good. And from that point, I stopped doing it. And I had people since then beg me, man, just manage me. Nope.
Yeah. But if you look at both of those individuals currently, well, all four of them, honestly, when you look what they're doing now, how successful they've been and how successful they are, you made a major investment as well.
But
because I believe if you didn't do what you done, I don't think, this is just my personal opinion, I don't think they probably would have got there eventually, but I believe that you was one of their motivating factors though.
I believe I had a hand in it because all four of them are successful in their own right. But when you talk about the level of success, like a Chris Brown and some of those guys, they haven't achieved. And I'm glad they. And this may be sad to say, but I'm glad they didn't, because I know the necessary evils that come with a lot of that,
Absolutely.
And the road they took with doing music, I think, is more their element. They're having their own successful. They're able to feed their families off of, and all of it.
Mm-hmm.
For one, being a cruise musical director on cruise ships, one to change his whole sound to more of a bluesy, neo soul bluesy type
Southern Soul.
soul, whatever you want to call it. He's successful in his right, doing good. Then you got T. T is a just a natural R&B that can go around and do all these cover songs and singing and with bands all over the place, traveling, going everywhere, record. You know, C took on a modeling career and started modeling. You know, so they're all successful in their own right.
Right.
Because they had a support system and people to encourage them. But I think they also had some opportunities, and the investment that I made into having that studio and that equipment and all that stuff and a place for them to come and record made it better too. And they recognize the contribution that I made to them, so I don't have to pat my own self on the back, because just to hear them acknowledge, so
Yeah.
it's cool. But accountability and structure, systems, partners keep consistency. And so those are the external drivers, the extrinsic motivation. Then this is a big one too, Lavelle. The psychological and emotional factors. Because some people, man, from a psyche, man, they don't want to fail.
That was me though. I get that one. This me.
This is a lot of people right here.
Yeah.
Just the fear of failure. When you really ask people like, so you always said you want to do it, why you don't do it? I don't want to fail. I don't want to. And fear can become positive fuel, or it can become negative fuel. It can affect you positively because you saying, I ain't gonna let this fear, stop me. Or it could be one of those that just hinder you or stop you. Yeah, that studio was dope. But it can be one of those things that stop you from going forward. But you have to have a desire for security or freedom. Success can mean escaping fear or limitation. When I see people, I'm telling you, man, I see some stuff on social media sometimes, man. I be like, ain't no way I can have no excuse for nothing. I saw a dude riding a motorcycle with no arms.
Yeah, I saw that.
When I see stuff like that, bro, I might be seeing people cooking. I seen a dude that's a chef with no arms. He cooked with his legs and feet. Chef preparing meals. When I see stuff like that, man, them people could have easily used fear as a limitation that the reason why they not successful at whatever they successful at.
Right.
Is a young lady, little girl about, I don't know, the girl probably is about 11, 12, blind girl. She every morning, her and her mama, they got these positive sayings. The girl always talking about her. She reads Braille. She reads Braille. She's good. But her mom go out there with her, teach her how to ride but she blind. Mama teach her how to ride the bike. Her mama that said, listen, you can't see, but you got to listen to me. Listen for my voice. All right. She riding the bike. Turn left. Just turn your steering wheel to the left. All right, keep straight. Just keep on coming to my voice. Turn right. And the girl be out there riding the bike. I'm riding the bike, mommy. I'm riding the bike. She be happy. This girl, one day her mama said, we're going to teach you how to cook. You're going to scramble up some eggs. And then she said, So when you scramble, when you crack the egg, feel, here's the egg, here's the bowl, cracking. She feel the bowl, she cracking the bowl. And then she said, now you got to search through that because you might get some shell in it. And she searched
Mhm.
through it, take the shell out. And then her mama teach her how to put the salt and pepper, scramble it up. And she, she don't actually go there and pour it in the skillet and cook it, but that's showing her how to cook and prepare. And she's blind. Her mama teaching her how to be able to be
Self-sufficient.
self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not using the fact that she's blind as fear or limitation.
Mm-hmm.
But I do understand that the fear of failure can cause people not to go and pursue their dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of them one, bro. If I got an idea or whatever, and I got the resources or money to back it up, I'm finna do it. Now,
Yeah.
Monica is the voice of reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so again, fellas, don't let your woman stop you because you don't want to listen to what your woman's saying. Women bring good counsel to relationships.
Sure know what to say.
I'm telling you now, not all women are foolish like Joe's wife. Some of them bring some good counsel
Mm-hmm.
to a relationship. And all we had to do is have those conversations. Yeah, you the man of the household. We understand it. But you sit down and talk about it because there might be some things that you haven't thought about that she would think about and say, hey, what about this? Because Monica would be like, well, baby, how does that look? That's her thing. How does that look? What does that look like? This is one of them old HR type questions.
Right.
How does that look? What does that look like for us?
Mm-hmm.
How do we navigate through that?
Mm-hmm.
And if I don't have an answer for that, and then she might be like, oh no. But if I got an answer, oh, we're gonna do this, that. And see, me knowing that she gonna ask these kind of questions, I already got that. That makes me think about it before I even bring it to her.
Right.
Because I already know there's gonna be questions she gonna ask.
Mm-hmm.
Every now and then she hit me one, maybe I ain't thought of. I'd be like, yeah, I ain't think about that though. But that's good. So now I'm getting great counsel.
Mm-hmm.
And making me think about other factors that could be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't take somebody all the pros of doing something and not no cons, because there's gonna be some cons in doing everything. Everything be all pros and no cons.
I think what happens too, bro, sometimes, and I think you mentioned this some years ago. I think sometimes what happens with people, and Tyler Perry mentioned this as well. I think sometimes people, they can be successful, but they try to put their hands in so many things. He said 1 week you cutting yards, 1 week you a DJ, 1 week you building bars, 1 week. And if you understand anything about it's a tool that you use when you nurturing your yard called a broadcaster, and the seeds go all around.
Mhm.
But sometimes you got to take that one seed and nurture that one seed. And sometimes some folks have so much stuff going on till they ain't focused on that one thing to let it,
Grow and
come
flourish.
grow and stuff like that. So, if you give me a business card, he said, if somebody gave you a business card, on the back of the business card, they cut yards, they chef and all this. I don't know what your expertise are. So sometimes you just spread yourself so thin, and that you don't have no success in the thing.
Well, that don't mean they're not having success. But I do understand what you're saying. But what that can mean is I just want to keep, because I'm like that. I got multiple irons in the fire. It's because I don't want to be limited to one income or one source of income. So I understand people have multiple fires. It's just when they stretch themselves too thin, and then you fulfill your obligations. That's when it becomes a problem. So Yeah, you got yard over here, then you got 10 yards. You done told people, but you can't come and do the yard because you got something over here. See, you didn't stress yourself too thin, and now you delivering bad service on those things.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when it becomes an issue, and it's not. And people start looking at you and start saying, "I ain't gonna use them no more because they don't take care of their
Yeah,
business."
and I think too, you give up on yourself. Like
Yeah.
Tyler Perry. He said, all them plays he did. He said, sometime, man, he took the last little money he had a play, man, and marketed and did the whole thing. He said, he get ready to do the play. Ain't number 30 people out there. He said,
But do you stop?
Yeah.
Do you stop or keep going?
Keep going.
I remember Tyler Perry saying it, and saying, at his first show, he was 30. He kept doing it. They was like,
Mhm.
and then finally, Madea finally caught on, and they was like, man,
Yep.
Now he a billionaire.
Yep.
And just think this was just how many years ago, man, when he was just really getting started with these Madea plays when we had them running. That was that early 2000 what?
2000, 2001.
2001, and 24 years later, he a billionaire
Mm-hmm.
with his own studios, his own movie studios in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So you can't tell me. We sit there and watch that man go from just plays to movies to having his own studio. We watched that manifest right before our eyes.
We did.
And then, man, tell you, I was sleeping in my car and still trying to put on these little plays and do this stuff, because he had a dream and he didn't let the fear of failure stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Use it as fuel.
Mm.
Then the vision and imagination, being able to see success before it happens. You may not be a visionary, but the person that you're relying on to for mentorship or relying on to for support and encouragement may be a visionary.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when I get ready to do something around here and I be trying to explain it to Monica, she be like, I can't see it. So what I do is I get down with some paper and I try to draw it out what it's gonna look like on paper. And then she can say, well, I kind of see it, but I can tell it just from the look on her face, she still don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But once I do it, and she's like, oh yeah, I love that, babe. Some people are visual people; they have to see it, like for it to make sense. Then some people are visionary people where it starts to that creative process is in their mind, and they can see like I tell you all the time, when I build a bar, before I actually build a bar, I done built that bar 10 times in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So when I build it, it's like click, 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 click. They be like, man, you the frame the whole bar. Man, I'm about ready to paint this. So sand this, joint, and paint it. Because I already built it 10 times in my head.
Mm-hmm.
I already foreseen what cut I was gonna have to make to make that work, how long the length it was gonna have to be to make it work. I done played all that out in my head. And it happens. Just like that. So vision and imagination, being able to see success before it happens. And then there's resilience and grit, kind of pushing through boredom, setbacks, and fatigue, because that happens.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm out building patio cover or something like that in the hot sun or storage shed, man, fatigue is set in, hot, tired, and then you doing something and some break while you're in the middle of your tube breaking, you're like, damn, man, now I gotta go spend $300 to get another tube in the middle of a project. You know how many times that didn't happen to me?
It's just a part of it, bro. It's a part of the business.
Project, and that means if I was finna make $400 on a project, now I ain't making nothing but 100 because I just got to spend $300 on this tube to finish the project.
Well, just saying no. Because that tool, you're going to get that money back with that tool.
Yeah, but I'm saying right there in that moment.
Right.
You know, especially if I was counting on that money to take care of something.
Right. Like a lot of my DJ partners, we always had a conversation when like especially like we do weddings or we do something like a corporate event, and they already pay you in advance, and like it said, like when you do the event, like you ain't getting paid for it. I'm like, hell, I don't got paid for it. I just ain't got paid that day for it. But I like my money in advance.
Man, it's ironic you just brought that up. We had the same conversation last night. I'm at Little Tony's shop, and I'm listening to them guys talking about tattoos because they was like, but he already paid me for the tattoo up front. And the other dude was like, man, I don't like that, man, because if they pay me for the tattoo 2 weeks before time, I try to spend that money. When they come in and do it, I feel like when I'm finishing the tattoo, there's nothing to look forward to. And he said, so I always tell them, give me half my money and the other half. And I said, well, that's kind of the way I do my bars. You give me half up front, but that's for a different reason because really I got to go buy all of the wood and all that stuff. So I ain't finna spend my own money for that.
Right.
That's why I tell them people this is non-refundable because once I go and buy all this wood and stuff, it's a wrap, you know. And then you give me the other half when I'm done finishing the work. So at least when I'm finishing the work, I feel like, oh, I got something to look forward to. So I understand that for them. Because everybody ain't gonna take that money up and be like, oh, I got the money. And this is how a lot of craftsmen work. You get them money to go get the supplies for plumbing. They go get all the supplies, you pay them some of the money, and then or in some cases you pay them all the money. I've seen people pay them all the money, they give them money for the supply, pay them, and then they'll come and do half the job, and then they'll go start taking other job because they not got paid for this job, so they don't really have nothing to look forward to. So they'll start taking other job and then just come back working on yours in between when they can. To finish you, and then you like, man, I already paid you. Why you ain't finishing my job? Because they already spent that money, so they out there now trying to get other money and keep them other. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why I don't pay craftsmen, and I tell them, hey, I buy my. You tell me what supplies, we go together get my supplies. I'm gonna have the receipt to my supplies. That way, if you don't show back up, and I need to, I can go take these supplies back.
Yeah, that's true.
This happened to somebody I know. They gave the person the money for the supplies, right? And the person wasn't a good ethical person, moral person. They gave the person money for the supply, gave the person half the money for the work, and they half did the work, kept telling them, oh, I'm coming tomorrow, I'm coming there, I'm coming, never did it, and then decided I ain't coming back.
Yep.
They got the supplies, the receipt for the supplies, they got your money and they gone.
Yeah, that's when you ain't got no integrity too, man. And
Yeah,
you
that's
think
what I said. You no morale, no integrity. Just and say I ain't gonna do a person like that.
I ain't gonna be able to sleep at night.
It won't let me, like, even though I say it's non-refundable, there have been times that I refunded people, and I just for the sake of keeping peace with myself, and even though my contract, because I sent it to you, tells you I require half down, non-refundable deposit. But I do have a heart. If somebody calls me and tells me, I know I know your thing said no refund, and and I just had a had a situation, a death in the family, my cousin, and we got mama, whatever. I'm gonna say, ain't no problem. I'm finna send it back to you.
Yeah.
Oh, you'll do that? I'm finna send it back to you. I had one situation where the wife hired me to do the job, and then the husband tried to change the whole project and wanted something else. And I said, well, that's not what me and your wife agreed upon. Here's what we agreed upon. If you want that, you're gonna pay extra money for that because that's not included in it. Oh man, I can get these Mexicans. Okay, well, you get the Mexicans. I said, but your money is non-refundable, so your deposit. Man, the wife was so mad. She called. I'm so mad at him. I did you, man. I said, because of you, I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
send you your deposit back because of you. I said, if I was dealing with him personally, I wouldn't send him nothing back. I said, but because of you, I'm gonna send it back. And she said, well, thank you so much. She said, I really appreciate that. Then she comes sending me the work that that the essays done. Fire hot, mad.
Mm-hmm.
This is what he done got done. Look at this crap. I said, ma'am, you get what you pay for.
Yep.
Can you come fix it? My price just double. If he want me to come fix it, my price just double.
Yeah, especially you got to work behind somebody else's work.
Oh yeah. When you could have hired me to do the job in the beginning, but you gonna go get the essay. Go get the essays.
Try to cut corners.
Yeah. So in summary, people succeed when they have a clear purpose, a why.
Mm-hmm.
They feel capable and autonomous. How? They're in an environment that supports growth where they stay connected to others and to progress. The who or what.
Mm-hmm.
Who, what, when, where, how. It's right there.
Yep.
The who, what, when, where, how. They have a clear purpose, the why. They feel capable and autonomous, the how. They're in an environment that supports growth where they stay connected to others and to progress, the who or the what. So hopefully this helps somebody who is on the fence, or you have somebody where you're trying to motivate and push and encourage, and you pretty much got more faith in them or in their ability than they do. You can talk about some of these drivers and motivating factors for them to get the ball rolling. Let's clock that T with our girl Queen Watkins.
Good morning. Y'all know what time it is. Put them phones down, fingers up. It's time to pull out that tea with your girl Queen Watkins. I hope y'all are having an amazing morning. But y'all know what time it is. It's time to clock that tea. Y'all, the internet is shaking right now. Evangelist Juanita Biden is going viral, y'all, because she went to a church and told 21 people that they had a restoration fee, and God personally chose them to pay this restoration fee. Let's talk about it. So the fee was $1,066, and she was explaining to them that God handpicked them to pay this restoration fee. When they paid that fee, they would be closer to God. As she said the money will restore them back to God. She said God has bills as well, and he got bills that he need to pay. So those 21 people need to pay the restoration fee, right? That's neither here nor there, okay? Because God ain't talked to me and tell me to tell nobody that. So I can't tell nobody if God has spoke to her and said, tell these 21 people to pay exactly $1,066. Of course, the internet is at an uproar right now because they're feeling like that she getting over on people and throwing out these random amounts, right? What I looked at was, what if they didn't have it? What if they didn't have the $1,066 and they only had the $66? So that means you can't be restored with God in his eyes because you didn't have that full amount that you stated that God told you to ask some people to pay, right? And some are saying like, if they don't have it, how would those people feel? They could possibly have 1,000, but not the $66, right? So then what? How do you explain that part, right? So the internet is at an uproar regarding evangelist Juanita Bynum. They said this is not the first time that she was asking for funds from the congregation. I mean, at the end of the day, church got bills too. Now, God, I put my bills in God's hands. So I don't know if he got bills he needs to pay like that. You know what I'm saying? But I get it that the church have bills. Like, we need lights. We be wanting food after annual days, you know, things of that nature. The church need to be taken care of. Bathrooms, walls, heating, whatever, right? The church has bills. So I get that. I understand that. But what threw me off is when she said God had bills to pay. What bill? Because at this point now, I'm feeling like I'm giving him my bills. You already got bills that other people trying to sow, that you have your people down here trying to sow for others to get money on from. And look at me, just handing my bills on to you, just putting them in your hand, right? So I don't know, that's a little stick situation right there. When she said it was bills for God, like that kind of threw me out. But the other situation that everyone is bringing up is when she had some type of conference. I think it was like in 2022, 2023. And she was charging people $1,499.99 for a course, for a 4-week course. Now, yes, that do sound like a lot, right? Some people were in the comments saying that she was paying people to have access to God, right? And she made a statement to where she said, you know, this is their choice. They're paying for my expertise. Now I can agree with her on that. If this is something that you're doing, that you're giving out, you're having some type of course, this is your time. So you want to be paid for your time, right? Now $1,499.99. Why was it precise like that? I don't know. But that makes sense. If you are giving out a business or you're doing something, yeah, charge whatever your fee is, and people that want to do it, they're going to do it. Simple as that. You might feel like, some people might feel like a 4-week course that's too high. Some might feel like it's worth it. So I'm really not saying nothing on that part, because that's her expertise, like she said, right? But you have to inform me a little bit on this part of God got bills. Because what? That's something new to me. I know he got all our bills, well, whoever put their bills in his hand, but I ain't know he had none of himself. All right, y'all, that's all the tea that we have today, that I have today. Make sure you tune in to 2 Minute Hats, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. sharp. And don't forget to stay tuned for your girl, Queen Watkins. Clock that tea. Y'all, don't forget, November the 22nd, please send in your donations for the tents for the homeless, guys. November will be here in no time. Don't procrastinate. Send your donation. Everything counts. Everything matters. Y'all have a blessed day. Bye.
Man.
One tent at a time. Every day in America, more than 770,000 people are without a place to call home. Here in Memphis, over 1,200 neighbors, families, children, and veterans face the same struggle each night. That's why Tony Mays and Lavelle Salter of the 2 Minute Hats podcast invite you to their second annual tent drive for the homeless. Saturday, November 22nd, 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Morris Park, 747 Poplar Avenue. 38105. We're collecting tents, blankets, sleeping bags, and warm gear to help our brothers and sisters without shelter this winter. Music powered by DJ One Love Entertainment, sponsored by Lake Grove MB Church, Weaver Road, and New Sardis MB Church Men's Ministry. Together we can make a difference. One donation, one heartbeat, one act of love at a time. For more information, contact Tony or Lavelle at 901-4283, 822, or 90184-82758.
So, $22,386, 1,066 times 21 people.
Mm-hmm.
So I listened to the video because I sent y'all the video. I listened to part, but I never heard like where this 22,386 was going to.
Mhm.
I did hear the part that said God had bills, but was that her church that she was at, and she was saying sow this seed of $1,066, and then this was going to go into our church fund, and because people do sow like that into people actually sow it into the church, or was that 22,000 seed being sown into her pocket?
I don't know.
So that's the part that's got me. Now, if the 22,000 that God is saying so is going into her directly to her pocket, then I got an issue. But if it was going to the church, because the church gotta pay the lead if they buying the building, pay the mortgage, pay the lights, pay the whatever, or help people that in the community that they helping. So Claire said she was sending it to God. He got bills.
Damn.
I don't know. I was just a little confused by that. I'm kind of with her on the class, the course, or whatever that she taught, that she asked for this. Because I paid for courses and different stuff, and that's what you're paying for. You're paying for people's expertise. So I get that part. I don't take any problems with that. But this $22,386, where is that actually going? Because God ain't got a bank account up there where you just, I got I'm cash apping you this $22,386 for your bills. So I'm a little confused with that one. So anywho, thank y'all, man, for tuning in today, man, and being active as usual, man. Hopefully you guys have understood that, having some success in life, man, causes, you have to put that where, when, where, what, and how in there, and why. And there are some drivers and motivating factors for success, and we just have to try to take those and apply them. Most of us are probably already applying them, but if you're not, and you have a dream, you have dreams or goals, things that you're trying to achieve, just don't sit back and watch. And then when you too old to really go out there and get it done, which I don't never believe you too old, but I mean, don't hinder yourself from something that you could be having now. When you can just get out there and just do it. So anywho, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. So let me just kind of put this disclaimer out there, man. All of the views on this show are solely our views. These are our views and expressions. These are not anybody else's views and expressions. So I want to just throw that disclaimer out there.
For sure. This was good, Tony. Real good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Like I said, hopefully it helps somebody. This might need to be one of the ones we need to take some little reels out of, because might need to send this to somebody. Hey man, get your ass up and do something. Get off your asset
and do something.
Yeah. All right. Love you, bro. Let's pray. Lord God, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for just keeping us in our opportunities. And even though when we don't sometimes want to get up and do what we need to do, Lord God, thank you for the strength and the wherewithal to get it done. Thank you for the wisdom and the knowledge and understanding that you bless us to do the things that we do. Lord God, we actually continue to bless all of our efforts, touch Tony family, my family, Queen family, and everybody that's associated with us to do the things that they need to do. And we actually do all these things in your daughter's son Jesus' name, and we shout it out. Amen.
Amen. Thanks to ChatGPT, man, for always coming through, man, with these PowerPoint presentations, man.
Yeah, also, man, rest in peace, man, D'Angelo, too, bro. I was
for sure. Yeah. All right, man. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Same bad time.
Same bad place.
Too Many Hats. Let's talk about it.
The 2 Minute Hats podcast with your hosts with the most, Tony and Lavelle, every morning from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. We also have Queen Watkins with Clock That He. Tune in with us and have a great time. Let's talk about it right here. 2 Minute Hats podcast.
Bye.